I just watched the weirdest interview ever. I mean, I was totally perplexed. One of my subscribers sent this to me. They're big into MMA, and they keep trying to pull me into their world, and I'm into MMA too. So he sent me this video, and I looked at it, and I was just confused. I'm like, what are these two talking about? The way Ariel and Chael Sonnen was going at it, my mind was blew. I was like, what are these guys even arguing about? See, Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. From my perspective, being primarily from the boxing world, this looks like a big win for MMA. It is a big win for MMA. But when you watch this interview, I have now realized that at least to them, we are the victors. This interview will let you know that. They view the boxing community as the victors. Because I didn't understand. I'm like, Chael Sonnen, I know you hate boxers. You always talk about boxers and they ain't got no skills and UFC fighters can do this and blase splee. So it was weird that he had a problem with Francis Ngannou, but at the same time, he was creating leeway for Tyson Fury. That was weird for me. You always been anti-boxer, pro-MMA fighter. And then somebody from your world goes out here and does something that puts if you ask me, a big light on UFC and fighters and everything that he has done. And Chael Sonnen is mad, irritated, and upset. And he gives Fury some leeway, but Francis Ngannou dropped the ball. What the fuck? As I said, this is totally weird. And the other thing that's weird about it, I watched two men sit up here and argue two totally different points. But I understood Chael Sonnen and I understood Ariel. They're arguing two different things. Chael Sonnen is saying overall, basically, this is bad for business as far as companies. Ariel is saying this is good for business as far as the individual. And at the end of the day, what Chael Sonnen is talking about is irrelevant because Francis Ngannou is an individual story. He got here by not feeling love or getting the respect or what he was supposed to get in UFC. So this is actually an individual story. But Chael Sonnen is saying what he did was bad for business. He fumbled the bag, he dropped the ball, and he fucked up. And this is Chael Sonnen, Mr. I Hate Boxing. Shitting on the UFC fighter, but giving excuses for the boxer. And that's what I figured out. I was like, I know Chael Sonnen understands what Ariel is trying to say. I understand what Ariel was saying. He said, how did he lose? How is this not successful? Look what doors is opened up. He's the most wanted man in combat sports and all this other stuff. And look at all the stuff to come. And Chael Sonnen keep telling you it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Because Chael Sonnen is a company man. And you know what it's looking like? See, they hate it when the UFC fighters come over to boxing. See, we thought Tyson Fury getting his ass whooped, that was a big loss for boxing and a big win for MMA. That's not how they view it. They view it as we won. Because our world is so lucrative, it's so lavish, it's so much more rewarding that they stand to lose everybody coming over to our sport of boxing because we can give them and treat them and pay them how the UFC is supposed to be paying these people. That's what this interview is really about, and that's really why Chael Sonnen is blowing a gasket over there. Because if you look at it, it's a total contradiction of everything that you know about his character and what he says about combat sports. And you're calling Francis Ngannou, the UFC fighter, the loser, but you give leeway to Tyson Fury and you hate boxers. That's because at the end of the day, he's really jockeying for UFC. They're scared to have UFC boxing crossovers because they know that they'll lose their fighters if they don't tie them down, you know what I'm saying, by tooth and nail. That's what I got from this. And I was like, oh shit, they look at us as the winner. Because they look at like we're going to inherit and Francis Ngannou and we want to do this with him and we want to do that with him. And they look at what Francis Ngannou did. Quiet as kept, don't nobody want to say this. They looking at what Francis Ngannou did as something bad for business for UFC. When you watch this interview, that's what you'll get, because Chael Sonnen say, I celebrate him. I celebrate the win. How could you truly say that you're celebrating the win and you proud of him, but you're irritated as hell on this show? I mean, he's acting up. He's grabbing the back of his neck. You know what I'm saying? He's turning red. He can barely contain himself. You know what I'm saying? He's acting out of character. You know what I'm saying? He's basically acting like a kid, like it was him. And I'm like, dude, why are you so upset? Why are you so agitated? Why are you so amped up? And why are you so against Francis Ngannou talking about he messed up and he ain't make no money, when we know boxing pays 10, 6 times, 8 times, 10 times, 11 times more than UFC? So how could he have lost? And he want to argue about the numbers and it didn't sell that, it didn't do that. And I like Ariel. Ariel asked him, how do you know what it didn't do? And it was just silence. And another thing I noticed about this interview, he said, do you want to know why the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight didn't do well? I'm going to tell you. He goes on to explain it, and he doesn't tell you at all. He goes rambling on into something else. Go watch the interview. He said, I'm going to tell you why I wasn't successful. So I lean in. I'm saying, okay, go ahead, break it down, Chael. And he gets and he never gets to the point. He never explains it. It just shows what it looks like to me. You guys are upset because he was successful. So now Francis Ngannou is getting hated on from his own corners of the earth because he was successful. Francis Ngannou pissed off more people on that side of the board than anything else. And they look at us as the winners, even though Tyson Fury got his ass whooped. Blew my mind, man. Blew my mind. But I clearly understood what both of them was saying. Clearly understood. And they're talking about two different things. JL, you a company dude. We understand you're trying to protect UFC because you don't want boxing to gain no more. But it's just funny to see you shit on the UFC fighter and compliment the boxer, and you've been anti-boxing this whole damn time. I wonder why that is. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out. Hey, just on a side note right here, we living in a time where they don't want independent thinkers. They don't want no Dame Dashes. They want a whole bunch of Jay-Z's. They want you to buy out and sell out to the company. See, Ariel himself was blackballed, bullied, or wasn't welcome, or UFC, whatever that stuff he was having with Dana White. And as you see, Ariel went off, broke off, and do his own thing. And he's successful. The same thing you see Shannon Sharp doing. He broke away and he's successful. This is the theme that they don't want y'all to catch on to, the whole independence of it. Terrence Crawford broke off, did his thing, successful. Francis Ngannou broke off, did his thing, successful. The more independent and entrepreneurial you want to be, the worse it is for big companies, because they want us to be up under them. They want our power, our smarts, and our talents to be up under them. They don't want our talents to work for ourselves. That's why independence is one of the most hated, disrespected, not liked things out here in the business world. They want you to get down with somebody. They don't want you to stand alone and be your own individual and profit off your own know-how. They want to profit off you. This is the era that we're living in. Just look at all the people who had to strike out and go independent and successful. They're trying to strike you down from going that way, because without you being a loyal servant, they can't have no company, can they? Because if everybody's their own boss, then who I'm going to boss around? And if you making your own money, then who going to make me money? I don't make my own money. I make money off you making money. That's how I make money. And that's how the world works. So that's why it's so, this seems bad. It's not bad. Just like they tried to tell Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, it was bad what they were doing. No, it was good for them. Bad for the company. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.